Welcome to Arizona, everybody, the Grand Canyon State. And here in the great state of Arizona, we're in Peoria for some high-flying baseball action tonight. It's the two-time defending world champions over the last 3 years, the San Francisco Giants, pay a visit to the Seattle Mariners. Mariner baseball on your TV this evening. Glad you could join us, everybody. Dave Sims and Mike Blauer, so glad to join you. As we look at a Mariner ball club, we have something good to tell you about. It's about power. It's about somebody can hit the ball out of the yard on a consistent basis. Talk about Michael Morse, team from the Washington Nationals. This young man is having a terrific spring. In 13 games, 371, leads the Cactus Leagues in home runs, 11 runs knocked in, the slugging numbers, the OPS numbers, off the chart. Gotta love it.
You have to love it, and this is a guy that has power to all fields, which Mariner fans should feel good about, because this guy, when he hits them, they will go out of any ballpark. And for Morris, in yesterday's ball game against the A's, he hits a towering home run out to left field. Coco Chris will go up and try to bring it back in, but that's a high fly ball, but still enough carry to get it out of the ballpark. To give you an idea of the type of power that Morris has shown down here in Arizona that everybody hopes we'll see this year in Seattle.
One of the beautiful things about spring training, you get to see a young kid, maybe he breaks through. Well, one guy fitting that category right now is Brad Miller, a high pick a couple years ago out of Clemson. Look what he's done to this point.
And he's looked really good in the field, too, along with the batting average this spring and all the things that he has done. But this is a kid that hustles. He likes to get dirty. This is a baseball player, folks, and he can really do a good job for you anywhere in the infield, but swinging the bat also. And he's shown some good speed. As you see this line drive against the Rangers out in right center field, the speed that he has, he makes an easy triple out of it. You can see the long stride of Brad Miller, but he's made an impression on the coaching staff also, trying to make it as maybe a utility guy, but more importantly, he certainly is making an impression. And how do you do that? Go the opposite way for a double. He drove in 2 runs in yesterday's game. So Brad Miller really turning things on here. He can do a number of things for you, but more importantly, he has swung the bat well here in spring training and made an impression on this coaching staff.
He has been impressive. We look forward to seeing more of him in action tonight. Pitching, let's talk about that for a second. You know about Felix, that's locked up. Got Iwakuma and Saunders, but now you got 2 spots remaining in the rotation. Who's going to fill those spots?
Well, that is the big question. You take a look at this list, and tonight it'll be Brandon Maurer that is going. He has been spectacular in spring training. He's been a big buzz here in camp. He's a guy that's trying to make this club, but the competition is going to be really steep for him. 0.90 ERA this spring. So this is going to be a big outing for him. These next 2 weeks will really show what these guys can do. And Eric Wedge just has some tough decisions to make with Maurer in the mix.
Fred, the big 3 has gone back to the minor leagues. Maurer is here. Coming up on the program, we're going to introduce you to Aaron Goldsmith, the newest member of our broadcast team. He's working on the radio side with Rick Riz. Glad you could join us, everybody. Mariner baseball this evening against the Giants. Yeah, get ready. Get fortified. Mariners baseball, first pitch is straight ahead. Just about a half hour ago, we said goodbye to the sun for this day. That is a glorious shot here from Arizona. Glad you could join us here for Mariner Baseball. Mariners and the San Francisco Giants. Dave Sims and Mike Lowers with you from the Peoria Sports Complex here in Peoria, Arizona. Mariners riding a 5-game win streak, trying to extend it, and they get a start from young Brandon Maurer. Let's take a look at the Giants batting order that Brandon will face off with against tonight.
Thank you, Dave. Speed at the top of the order, and Torres and Blanco. Then it's Pence. Brandon Belt, you can see what he has done this spring, hitting .404. Crawford, Gillespie. A couple of Mariners. Quiros hitting 7th, and then Valdez, both wearing former Mariner uniforms. They're hit 8th, and then Tanaka will hit 9th. And one of the big stories here in spring training, take a look at the numbers for Brandon Maurer. Last year at AA Jackson, 3.20 ERA, a 9-2 record overall, and he has been spectacular here in spring, trying to win a job in the rotation with the Mariners. And the defense behind him, Morris in left field, Saunders out in center, Jason Bay will get the start in right. And on the infield, Kyle Seager at third. Brad Miller opened up a lot of eyes. He will be the shortstop. Nick Franklin at second. Morales, your first baseman. And the veteran Kelly Shopik will do the catching this evening.
Here we go, ready for action. And the first pitch is ball one to Andres Torres. 82 degrees here. 48 back in Seattle, difference of 36 degrees. Pitch swung off, fouled into the dugout. 1-1 to Andres Torres. Brandon Maurer, 22 years old, born in Newport Beach, California. There's what he's done, what he did his last time out against Cincinnati.
I certainly have heard a lot about Brandon Maurer in this spring training. This is my first opportunity to see him pitch, Dave. I'm looking forward to it. He has really been spectacular through the course of the spring. Next couple of weeks are going to be really important to him. That's a good fastball. But they're going to be really important to him because it's a logjam trying to find out who's going to be the last two guys in the rotation. But so far he has done everything he possibly can to try to make this club.
I love talking to the coaches about him. You get that little glint in their eye. Talking about Brandon Maurer. 2-2. Strike three call.
A good slider on the outside corner. Take a look at Brandon Maurer. Good fastball, slider, changeup. Take a look at this last pitch. That's a changeup off the outside corner. You see Shopper trying to frame it.
Tell you what, with Felix owning probably the best changeup in baseball, it's going to get. I got to believe guys are going, hey, show me your changeup, because I know. Remember, Pineda did it a couple of years ago. It's not easy to throw it as well as he does, but I think that influence is you're going to start really seeing it.
Well, I think that you're right. Maurer will have to go and pick out one of the many changeups that Felix throws, but maybe one of them will work for him. That was a pretty good changeup he threw to get the strikeout.
Here's Gregor Blanco coming off a .244 campaign last year. 5 homers, 34 runs batted in. Giants staving off one elimination game after another last year in the postseason. And they win their second world championship in the last 3 years. And a lot of Giant fans here in the ballpark today as we get, looks like it's closing in on a full house. Fouled out.
And for Maurer, we showed you his numbers from AA Jackson last year. In spring training, again, trying to make this club 2-1 with an 0.90 ERA. That's through 10 innings pitched. 11 strikeouts over those 10 innings.
2008, he was the Peoria Pitcher of the Year with the Mariner organization. That one fouled off. Bruce Bochy's done a wonderful job with the Giants, leading them to a couple world championships. Catcher for a long time in his major league career. And had a good stint with. Hit him. Did he get out of the way? That's a serious breaking ball that got away from the youngster. So Blanco's aboard.
Look at this last pitch. Blanco trying to get out of the way. Hit him on the back foot. He's fortunately able to get his feet up out of the ground, so I'm sure that he's just fine to trot it down to first base.
They're bringing up Hunter Pence. Pence playing at first base tonight. We saw Pence back in 07 when he was with Houston. Mariners were down there. Outfielder. Was with the Phillies. Came over last year with San Francisco. He had .219 with 7 homers and 45 runs batted in. .253 for the entire season. The shot that keeps that in front.
Something that I've noticed with Shopik down here in camp, and something you would expect from a veteran guy, but you rarely see the ball get to the backstop with him catching. He does a good job of blocking pitches and keeping everything in front of him.
Yeah, he smothers as well as anybody I've seen recent vintage. Got a 1-0 pitch here to Pence. Go to first. Back safely is Torres. Eric Wedge is so relieved to have some power, as we talked about in the pregame show. Power in the middle of that lineup. Just asking now for carryover into the regular season. That off the plate. 2-0.
Happy with the way spring training has gone. Healthy for the most part. Mariners 16-7, as you mentioned. They've seen a lot of home runs from his club.
Michael Morse leading the Cactus League with 6. Michael Saunders played well yesterday. A couple of hits against the Athletics. Here's a 2-0. 2 balls, 1 strike. Home plate umpire today, John Trapani. Adrian Johnson at first, Dan Bellino at second, and Corey Blazer at third for tonight's contest. Now we're 9-2 at Jackson last year. Good stuff. He's 2-1 here. Giants come in with a record of 9 up and 10 down. Brandon Belt's on deck, the left fielder. "3-1. Chop foul.
Here early in the game, you can see good movement from Maurer on his fastball. A couple of hitters already in hitters counts, but they're having a tough time squaring his fastball up. Velocity in the low 90s. It's Carl Willis. Thrilled with Maurer and what he has done.
Young man showed a lot of poise and pretty good command in his outings coming into tonight. Here's a 3-2. Base hit. Miller was going over to Kevin. Going first to third and getting there, standing up. There's Blanco. Giants in business first and third. 1 out here in the first.
As Dave mentioned, Brad Miller, the shortstop in tonight's game for the Mariners, on the move as the runner takes off from first. It opens up that hole on the left side of the infield. So it looked like a fairly routine ground ball. Ends up in left field. First and third situation now for Maurer with just 1 out.
Right up there, so cold and cool. The flavor's bound to make you drool.
Brendan Belt is the hitter now. Mariners a double play depth up the middle with Miller and Franklin. Grounded foul pass, Roberto Kelly, first base coach, former Mike Blauer's teammate with the Yankees.
Back in my rookie days, Roberto was an established center fielder at the time. Been with the Giants now for a long time as a coach.
Good player.
Very good player.
0-1 to Belt.
And this is one of the things that the coaching staff has liked about Maurer. A little bit of trouble. The tendency for a young pitcher, again, Maurer just 22, is to try to reach back and throw as hard as he can. Belt comes up there. He starts him off with a slider and then comes back with a changeup, so he's taking a little bit off of it. That's something that you would normally see from a veteran pitcher, not a young guy that's trying to make a club.
Belt plays mainly first base for the Giants, but he's in left field here tonight. Belt 145 games last year, 275, 7 homers, 56 runs batted in. Morales, there's the front end. You love a 3-6-3. Young man gets out of trouble. Well done. So Brandon Maurer off to a good start. And Kendry Morales, he can not only hit, he can pick it at first. It's good work here. And he throws to Brad Miller and an easy return for the 3-6-3. Mariners coming up. Back here in Peoria, spring training 2013. And the Mariners about to swing the bats for the first time tonight. And there's no score after a big double play, a 3-6-3 double play. There's a Gonzaga fan. I'm sure he'll be paying attention. A couple of nights from now, a couple days from now, in Salt Lake City. I'll be there for that on the radio. Here is a look at the Mariner batting order that will face the veteran Barry Zito.
Leading off, it'll be Saunders, Gutierrez, Morales, and then Michael Moore. As you can see, leading the Cactus League with his 6 home runs. He will hit cleanup. Seager, Bay, Shopik, and a couple of the kids, Miller and Franklin, rounding out the 9 for the Mariners. Numbers for Barry Zito last year, a 4.15 ERA. Quite a bounce back for him. 15-game winner, 114 strikeouts, just 70 walks. And the defense for the Giants in tonight's game. Torres is in left field, Blanco in center, Hunter Pence out in right. And on the infield, Wilson Valdez, former Mariner at third. Crawford and Tanaka playing up the middle. Brandon Belt, your first baseman. And Guillermo Quiros will do the catching.
Zito, first pitch to Saunders in there for strike. How about Zito turning it around the second half last year?
And in the postseason. Pitched well for the Giants.
Base hit by Saunders. Saunders spectacular, 8 for 11, as you know, in the World Baseball Classic. Came back and struggled a little bit, but had some hits yesterday in a win against the Oakland Athletics.
Solid base hit through the hole on the left side of the infield for Saunders. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he was in a little bit of a letdown coming back after the World Baseball Classic, playing for his home country. Canada meant a lot to him, and felt like it's time to get it turned up a notch again. As you mentioned, had a good game yesterday and off to a good start here tonight.
Saunders led the club in stolen bases last year. Here's Gutierrez. Franklin tonight is DHing.
It's been interesting, Eric Wedge, with his lineups. Moving things around a little bit in that leadoff spot. Seen Ackley hit leadoff tonight as Saunders.
Goody's been in there.
Goody's been in there, yeah.
I like the fact that, with the new guys in the middle, on a full day where you have Morales, Morris, and Abandi's in there, good core in the middle, so you can spread people out. And as you mentioned the other day, Texas Morales has been terrific. Take pressure off those younger guys and put them in maybe roles that are a much better fit.
Well, less pressure for them. And the first guy that comes to mind is Justin Smoke, who was not in the game tonight, but he can hit fifth or sixth in this lineup now. He won't have to hit cleanup for him. Take a look at Morales. After the All-Star break last year, he was really good. Again, don't forget, just a couple of years ago when he had that really bad leg injury, broke his leg. And last year, we saw him early in the season. He looked okay. In the second half, he looked much better, and the numbers show that. And, of course, he's carried it over into spring training, just having a great spring for the Mariners.
Zito back with his first strike to Goody with Morales on deck, followed by Michael Morse. Ground ball. That eats up the shortstop, Valdez. Saunders will hold it second. So that's a base hit for Goody.
Well, Morales and the impact that he's had here in spring training. Let's not forget he's a switch hitter. Just a few days ago, hitting right-handed, he hit a home run out into the berm, playing against the Rockies. But he has power from both sides of the plate. This one left-handed, a line drive that he hits into the bullpen to give the Mariners a lead late in the game. Certainly like to see a lot of that this year. He can do some damage in the middle of the lineup.
$134 games last year. Pretty good offensive team with the Angels last season.
I think, again, missing a full season, it's always tough to come back from that. And I thought that he just was able to get better and better as the season went on. And he hasn't missed a beat here in spring training. Coming into the game tonight, hitting .368 with 4 home runs.
Tell you what, he's in attack mode all the time. That one rips. Gets fouled.
He's not going to take too many fastballs for a strike, I can tell you that. He's aggressive and he wants to hit the fastball.
And when we were here the other day, we hit a breaking ball for a home run, the line drive, that screamer.
Yeah, take a look at this swing. Was able to turn on it.
Count even, 1-1. Mariners trying to get something done here in the first inning against Barry Zito.
And Morales as a switch hitter here in spring training, hitting .346 from the left side, .417 hitting right-handed. There's Dave Hansen taking his notes, the new hitting coach for the Mariners.
1-1 pitch. Big bender. It's been a bread and butter pitch for Zito for a long time.
Long time. Velocity isn't what it used to be, but he still has the good curveball.
Two and one. Went back to a doubled up, missed. Giants last season 94-68. Won the West by 8 over the Dodgers. Great second half, 20 games over 500. Three and two. Center fielder Blanco, a few steps towards left for Morales. Payoff. Breaking ball hit foul.
So far, Zito having a tough time getting his curveball down in the strike zone. He's missed up a couple of times. That one was pretty much in the middle of the plate.
Do it again at 3 and 2. Off the glove of the catcher, Guillermo Quiroz. How's Zito's curveball ranked among guys you've seen in the last 10, 15 years?
Well, back when he was with the A's before he signed the big contract with the Giants, I would say he had the best one going. That was his bread and butter, and he used it effectively. But then for whatever reason, I'm not sure what happened to him with the Giants, but he struggled with that pitch. And
it strikes out Morales on high heat at 84. High heat for Zito these days.
But it looked like Barry found it again last year, and as you can see, he's thrown a number of them here in the game. But this is a high fastball at 84 miles an hour. I think Morales was probably looking for the curveball. That curveball will start up around the shoulders and then drop down to your knees. But that one, no break to it, and he was able to throw it by him.
1 out, 2 on. Michael Morris, the hitter. Towering home run yesterday over at Phoenix Municipal Stadium against the Athletics. Looks at strike one.
Another pitch up in the zone. Michael thinking that might have been a little bit high. Might be tough to throw high pitches to him, though. He's 6'5", a big man in the batter's box.
We last saw him, Michael Morris, here in a Mariner uniform. He's about 205. He's every bit a full-grown man at 245. We'll talk about a guy. He is thrilled to be back where his pro career started. After being traded from the White Sox. Big trade coming over in June 2000. Got to the bigs for the first time with the Mariners in 05. And he was a shortstop back in the day.
Yeah, originally signed as a shortstop. He came to the Mariners playing a little more third, and then eventually worked his way into the outfield, which is where he's at now.
And a 1-2. And he looks, and he called third strike. Leave it up to Kyle Seager with 2 outs.
Looks like another fastball inside. Michael hanging out over the dish. Thought that was a little bit too far inside, but Zito gets the call. Was able to get a couple of strikeouts on some fastballs. The fastball again, just 84 miles an hour tonight.
He got fooled on that one.
Well, I'll bring up Kyle Seager. See if Kyle can come up with a clutch hit. He did a lot of that last year. 86 RBIs, 20 home runs for Kyle. These are the situations where he excelled. 2 outs, men in scoring position.
44 2-out RBIs, third in the bigs. Good stuff. Third behind Cabrera and Ethier. That pitch runs away.
Talking to Kyle, and I asked him, coming to spring training last year, what did he work on fighting to make the club? He said, I just felt like I needed to hit the ball harder. Well, he showed that. Said he went through the same program this winter that he did last year. It was a good swing on a fastball up and out over the plate.
A lot of people, fantasy baseball players, I'm not one, but you hear and read those guys saying, and when you look at the Mariners, here's a guy you may want to pick up.
Why wouldn't you? First full season, 20 home runs and 86 RBIs. That's a lot of production for a guy in his first full year.
2-1.
Was able to duck under this curveball. And Zito, a lot of the curveballs have been up in the zone here in the first inning. It's not a place where he's going to be happy trying to live in there.
Tell you what, he's having success with that fastball. Seems like a lot of guys sitting on the curveball.
Well, that's because a lot of pitchers, they throw their fastball to set up their slider or changeup. Barry's the opposite. I think he throws his curveball more, and it makes his fastball effective even though it's 84 to 86 miles an hour, especially when he throws it up in the zone. See a lot of late swings on that.
Zito 15-8 with the Giants last year, 4.15 ERA, came over in 07. How about that? Strikes out the side after giving up a couple of opening singles. Strikeout swinging, looking, and swinging. Mariners strand 2, second inning coming up.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports brought to you by Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender, a member FDIC. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, welcoming showbiz icon, singer and comedian Jerry Lewis, April 13th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Just seeing, I guess, what Dave and Mike doing before the game tonight. Had an afternoon to kill. went out in the desert, right, guys?
You know, Mikey's a desert dog out there, sure. Brandon Crawford, Cole Gillespie, Guillermo Quiros against Brandon Maurer. It's only one inning, but what'd you think first time looking at Maurer?
Well, again, he was in trouble. Both starting pitchers in trouble in the first inning, but I just like the fact that he was able to take some off when he was in trouble, get the ground ball that he was looking for, had a double play to get out of the inning. That's the most important part.
High fly ball. Center field. It's gobbled up by Saunders. One out. Now's your chance to ask the booth anything you want. Tweet your questions to @RootsSports_NW. We'll try to answer them as they come along later in the ball game. I mentioned a lot of Giant fans here mixed in with the Mariner faithful. Time you go over to Scottsdale, lots of Giants. They have a full house. There's a strike to Cole Gillespie. Cole out of Portland, Oregon, with Arizona the last couple of years in limited duty. 0-2.
Eric Wedge would like to get 5 innings at least out of Maurer tonight. As we mentioned, the guy's starting to get stretched out. We saw Ramirez go 6 innings in his last outing. Bevan went 6 innings.
Swing and a miss. Gillespie's gone. Second strikeout. Brandon Maurer.
And so far, that was the best slider that we've seen from Maurer. Well located. You can see Shopik set up on the outside corner and some late break to it. A little bit of a wave at it. Didn't see it coming out of the hand of Maurer. It's a good pitch.
Journeyman catcher Guillermo Quiros. Time at the Mariners in 09, just 4 games. A few games in 06. And most of his work last year, not even it, most of it in the minor leagues, 2 games a couple of years ago with the Red Sox, 01.
That looked like the best fastball we've seen from Maurer so far at 93 miles an hour.
Not rushing anything, you know?
No, then that's what everybody's talked about, just his body language and the way he goes about his business. He doesn't seem to get overly excited about any of this and feels comfortable here, and his numbers show that. And again, I thought the work that he did in the first inning to pitch his way out of that jam was a pretty good idea. Another good slider.
Indeed it was. Strikeout number 3 for young Mr. Maurer. No score here at Peoria. The score, bottom of the second inning here in Peoria. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew. Let's take a look at our Lexus pitching matchup coming up Thursday night. John Garland and Erasmo Ramirez will get some action. Garland roughed up his last time out. Ramirez gave up 8 hits, 6 doubles got in trouble and consistently got out of trouble in his last outing.
Well, both of the pitchers, and Garland also, I thought he did a good job of finding his slider in the game where he struggled. But both of them, you can see the numbers, 1.5 ERA for both of those pitchers. And they're going to have innings, especially down here in Arizona, where it's an offensive, Cactus League is an offensive league, and these guys did a good job pitching around trouble for the most part. We've already seen Maurer have to do it in the first tonight.
6, 7, and 8 coming up here for the Mariners against Barry Zito. Jason Bay to lead it off. Jason, great story if he can make it back to the big leagues.
Well, again, he's another player doing everything that he can coming into the game, hitting .321 with a couple of home runs. He's played well.
Multiple injuries limited him to 70 games with the Mets last year, 8 games in the minors. Started in a couple of all-star games in his career, going back to his days in Pittsburgh. He put up some big power numbers once he got to the big leagues with the Pirates. He had a stretch from 04 to 08. 26, 32, 35, 21, and 22 home runs. Right, 3 called. What about the lights here, Mike?
Well, it's a night game. Obviously, the Mariners are going to get an opportunity to play night games. They'll have tomorrow off, night game on Thursday, a night game on Friday. You have to get your eyes adjusted to it, but this is not Safeco Field here. It's a great ballpark, and they do a nice job here, but the lights are a little bit tough at times. You can see the guys on both sides having a tough time picking up the rotation of the baseball.
4 consecutive strikeouts. 2 swinging, 2 looking for Zito. Here's Kelly Shopik. When you come here spring training, you see some innings where pitchers, this is a curveball inning. Don't care what the situation is, they just throw it just to get the feel here, which is difficult to do right in the dry temperature here.
Yeah, it is. And Zito looks like he's starting to get a feel for it. Still doesn't have the big break that you normally see, and I think that the Arizona weather has something to do with that. But typically, especially a veteran pitcher like Zito, he may just work on his curveball tonight. That might be his idea, come in and try to throw 4 or 5 innings and try to get a good feel for the curveball. But his fastball is the one that he's been able to throw that pitch by the hitters.
He's 1 and 2 to Shopik.
Shopik's had a good spring. We were talking about his defense earlier, but another guy hitting over 300, 304 coming into the game tonight. Mariners offensively have just been terrific. 44 home runs in the spring so far.
Last 3 years, they had 28, 27, and 31, and here we are on March 19th, 44 home runs. Dave Hansen, the new hitting coach. A lot of things working out. 2-2 to Kelly Shopik. That is 5 consecutive strikeouts for Barry Zito. Wow. There's our forward keys to spring training. The offensive numbers are scintillating when you talk about Mariner baseball here in the month of March.
100 extra base hits. That is driving the baseball. They're squaring it up a lot this spring. Good to figure out Barry Zito tonight, as you mentioned, 5 straight strikeouts for him, and he's doing it with an 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
Here's Brett Miller. Talked a lot about him in the open.
I've had a chance to see him play quite a bit this year, and I like him a lot. He's really good at both short and second base, and he can run. Has a little bit of pop in there. Good line drive hitter.
1-1. Up high.
See Barry, I wonder if it's by design now. I've seen a lot of fastballs up in the strike zone. I think he has a pretty good idea that the guys are having a tough time picking that pitch up, and he's staying above the belt with his fastball. Typically, you would think that would be bad news for him, but it's worked out so far tonight as he hits Miller.
So that ends the run of strikeouts for Zito at 5. 5 consecutive. 2 outs, man on for Nick Franklin.
It's just a fastball off the elbow. It doesn't appear that he has a pad under those sleeves. That'll hurt.
Oh, yes, it will.
Yeah. Another young player for the Mariners, Nick Franklin, getting a chance to start at second base.
Switch hitter. Looks at a strike. Heard a lot about his exploits on the minor leagues. 27th overall pick in the first round in June '09. Out of Sanford, Florida, 6'1", 180. Zito, a 23-game winner with the Athletics back in '02. 23-5. Led the league. Some fouled back. Franklin last year at 322 at AA Jackson, promoted to Tacoma, hit 243 in 64 games. Miller in with a stolen base. On the move. Well, before that breaking ball even got to the plate.
He picked the right pitch to run on. As you take a look at the jump by Miller, he went on first movement too, just guessing right. And it was a curveball in the dirt, so there was no throw. Good stolen base for Miller. We mentioned he can run. We've seen him hit a triple and a double in yesterday's game.
It's his first stolen base this season. Here in preseason, I should say. Fine drive. Miller off to a good start. Torres will throw to second. Mariners have a 1-0 lead on an RBI by Nick Franklin. There's youngsters at the bottom of the order coming through.
Yeah, we've been talking about the guys in the middle of the lineup, but with a couple of strikeouts, they produce a run, get you back to the top of the order in Michael Saunders. Big stolen base. We mentioned Miller gets himself in a scoring position, and then finally somebody gets on top of a fastball. It was Nick Franklin. It's a solid line drive into left field to pick up an RBI.
So a 1-0 lead, 2 out. Franklin at first. Second time through now from Michael Saunders. And right to belt, and that'll do it. But the Mariners pick up a run, leave a man. Miller hit by a pitch, steals second. Driven in by Nick Franklin, 1-0 Mariners. Nick Franklin's giving the Mariners a 1-0 lead. Top of the third here against the Giants. Wilson Valdez will lead off and ask the booth, hey, how do you think Felix Hernandez will fare in the Cy Young race this season?
I think it's safe to say he will be in it. You never know what some other pitchers are going to do as far as spectacular years, but Felix, one of the best in the business, so why not? He already has one. May as well get a second one this year.
Don't forget to send in your questions to the booth. Answer them for you. Wilson Valdez. Yeah, Felix doesn't have a contract. That's no longer an issue.
No.
Not at 175, it's not.
No, but I think even beyond that, you and I both have appreciated the fact that at times it's been difficult with the run support he's been able to get, but he goes out and competes every day. It doesn't matter. When he gets the ball, he goes as hard as he can, and I don't see that changing with that young man.
Ooh. Right off the end of the bat, cued down to Franklin. One out.
.33 pitches so far from Mauer. Good ratio, 22 strikes to 11 balls. Struggled a little bit in the first inning, but it looks like he's finally settled down. Carl Willis, pitching coach for the Mariners. These guys are going to have some tough decisions, some hard conversations over the next couple of weeks, Dave, to try to get this figured out.
Yeah, a lot of the scouts are here. Jack Z and his staff. Very interesting. Here's Saunders reacting to a line drive. He's going to put it away for out number 2. Now we're doing some good work here. It's the game Mariner fans of all ages look forward to each season. It's opening night. It's set for Monday, April 8th. Join us for a live performance by Pickwick, plus fireworks, Mariners red carpet introductions, and Mariners all-time winningest pitcher Jamie Moore to throw out ceremonial first pitch. Get your tickets. Opening night. Go get them right now. Mariners.com. Andres Torres struck out looking to open up the ballgame. 3 strikeouts, no walks. Just 1 hit given up by Brandon Mauer. Foul. One. Full foul again. Whoa, tricky hop into the stands. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Miller going back. Left fielder coming in. Morris makes the play. Very strong, quick inning. 7 in a row retired by Brandon Mauer. 1-0 Mariners.
A couple of youngsters getting it done for the Mariners. They lead the Giants 1-0, bottom of the third. And hey, we want you to join the conversation for up-to-date game information and live interaction. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out. Stay connected with Root Sports. Nice shot there, Thunderbird Park in Peoria. We stay connected now and connect with David and Mike out there in Peoria.
All right, Brad. Stadium off to the left from this wonderful scenic. Boy, some fabulous, fabulous pictures. Curtis Wilson, our producer, Mark Engelbrecht, our director, and a great crew. Some beauty shots down here, and plenty of them. Barry Zito's done pretty good work here through three. He's got 5 strikeouts. Bottom of the order got him for a run, a hit batter, stolen base by Miller, and an RBI by Franklin. And now here's Franklin Gutierrez.
This will be the second time through the lineup. See if the guys make an adjustment to Barry, maybe pick him up a little bit easier. Started Franklin off with a couple of off-speed pitches to get ahead 0-2.
Zito working from that almost a total third base part of that rubber.
Yep, trying to create angles. You see pitchers do that. Sometimes they'll move over there because they're early in their career. They've had a tough time hitting one side of the dish or the other, and they start moving around until they find a place where they're comfortable. And he's right on the far edge of it. Good curveball.
Well, I give Zito a lot of credit for perseverance. I mean, it's not been a total fun ride for him in San Francisco, a non-factor in their first series a couple of years ago.
Well, and then you consider he was, one of those pitchers out that made the big money. He got a big contract, and he struggles, and the fans are on you, and probably a lot of self-doubt going on. But he's been able to pull himself back and really pitch well for him last year, including the postseason, even though he missed it a couple of years ago.
That's right. It'll be a tough play for Valdez. Makes it happen. He does pitch in the World Series in 10, but last year he does. A 1.59 ERA.
And jams Franklin. You can see him trying to pull his hands in there, but it still gets on the handle. And a fine play by Valdez at third made it look easy.
That brings up Morales. Struck out on a 3-2 fastball. Mariners had runners at first and second. Nobody out in the first inning. Strike one. Tops a curveball foul.
Watching Barry pitch and remembering him back in his days with Oakland, talked about his fastball velocity being down. He looks like he throws more cutters now, too, to the right-handers. It's an adjustment a lot of left-handed pitchers make in their career. Try to keep the guys honest and off the off-speed pitches on the outside corner, like that last one. Trying to keep them honest, because I think what happened to Barry when you lose that velocity and you used to be able to throw the ball by guys a little bit and have a better curveball, hitters start hanging out over the plate on you when you go softer. And I think that cutter is a good pitch for him.
Barry's 34 years old, born in Las Vegas, lives in L.A. His dad was a music business as a manager. Barry, I believe, if I remember correctly, guitar player. Played piano as well. Boy, another high fastball, just what you talked about. Not given the situations here at night. It's working out real well for him as he strikes out Morales for the second time. That's a half dozen on the evening.
Yeah, you would think with the amount of fastballs he's thrown tonight, the guys would be on him, but I think he's mixing it up pretty well. I think that cutter has something to do with it, too. You feel like you have to cheat a little bit. And then he's just elevating the four-seamer, and the guys are chasing it.
Morse took a called third strike, his first time up. Coming up next half inning, Aaron Goldsmith will join us, the newest member of our broadcast team, the new permanent sidekick to Rick Riz. Comes here from Pawtucket. It's been a breeding ground for broadcasters. About 8 or 9 guys currently in the major leagues who their final stop before the Bigs was Pawtucket, Rhode Island, AAA affiliate of the Red Sox. Morris grounds out to end the inning, and we'll hear from Mr. Goldsmith when we come back. 3 complete here in Peoria. Nick Franklin's RBI single, the only tally tonight, 1-0 Mariners. Welcome back, everybody. 1-0 Mariners. Top of the 4th against the world champion San Francisco Giants. Joining us on the booth, new member of our broadcast team on the radio side, Aaron Goldsmith. Aaron, welcome. How are you?
Doing very well. Thanks for having me on.
Here's a line drive snagged by Morales. 1 down.
See what happens when I come up here?
You better speak quickly. This could be a 6-pitch inning, pal.
Take a look at Morales at first base. Fine diving catch. The ball was hit on the button. Morales, normally the DH, was smoked at first, but getting a chance to play the field tonight.
So you're 29 years old. You're out of St. Louis. And what college was it? Principia College?
Principia College. It's a powerhouse Division III school, you know. Not in the tournament.
I went to a powerhouse Division III as well, Bethany in West Virginia. So we're small college kids. What's it mean for you, having gone through the minors, and now you get this first big job? You're 29 years old here in Seattle.
Well, it's obviously beyond a dream come true. I spent the last 6 seasons in the minor leagues and enjoyed virtually every minute of it. Maybe a couple of bus rides I would have liked to have not had. But for the most part, being able to work in professional baseball, whether it's in the major leagues or the minor leagues, is an absolute treat. But once you get the call that you'll be coming up to the major leagues, that is what we all work for. And I could not be more thankful and more grateful to the folks at the Seattle Mariners to decide to choose me, because goodness knows they had plenty of qualified people that they could have selected.
What's been the easiest part? What's been the toughest part? Breaking in a new organization. Ground ball, Miller makes it look easy. Throws out Pence, 2 down.
Well, no doubt the easiest part's been working with Rick Riz. He's just been a phenomenal broadcast partner and a friend off air as well. He has been somebody who I've really wanted. I've needed somebody like that. Just like you talk about a baseball player and a veteran presence, well, I've got my veteran presence in the booth with Rick.
Did he ask you to say that?
He did. He's paying
What
me.
about the rookie hazing? Has he been tough on you in that area or no?
You know, he talks about eggplant parmesan a lot.
He does. He has it every day.
He's made it 3 times. He makes his own. I've heard it's terrific.
And how many times has he sung Amore for you?
I had no idea there were so many verses of Amore until I heard Rick Riz sing it at Buca de Beppo a week and a half ago. He was singing words from that song that I did not even know existed. So, and the man can sing as well as broadcast.
Well, I was at home, so I had the chance to listen to you guys a lot driving around before I came down here, and you're doing a great job. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate
that up. Yeah, you sound great, and you're right. You have one of the best in the business with Rick Riz to work with.
Here.
So.
He's terrific.
So we're all glad to have you aboard.
Well, thank you. It's an outstanding opportunity to be here.
Show you all the tricks of the trade as we move through the league. We'll show you the places to go and
places to eat, I'm sure.
Yeah, count on that. There's a base hit through the hole by Brandon Belt. 2-out base runner.
No, it's also a big move for you. So family getting settled into Seattle. If you have an idea, how's that going for you?
It's going very well. The Mariners were kind enough to give me a few days off last week, so we're all moved in back in Seattle. The boxes are packed pretty high right now. So the boxes are waiting for us. So they won't be moving anytime soon. But nice to get that settled, come back here, finish out camp, and then, of course, hit the road for opening day on the road in Oakland.
We're going back to Seattle with this broadcast. Do yourself a favor and thank your wife.
She's fantastic. She's the champ of the relationship. I'll tell you what. She found the place for us to live. She's the one who's metaphorically been doing all the heavy lifting. But she's loving it right now because she got out of the snow in Boston. She's out here in Arizona, and she's soaking up the sun every day by the pool.
All right, check that off the list.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, attaboy. Attaboy. What do you think of this club to this point?
I tell you what, it's a fun club to watch, and I know a lot of people will say it's spring training, and that's right, but they're doing what they should be doing. The guy we're watching pitch right now, Brandon Maurer, is somebody that you don't want to say has been a surprise, but when the Mariners made their recent rounds of cuts and they sent a lot of the guys down who were pitchers like a Taijuan Walker, like a James Paxton, who had all the headlines coming into this year, and then here's Brandon Maurer, and he's really making a strong bid to break camp with the Mariners. He'll have to be, you'd think, near perfect tonight and the rest of the way. There's a lot of competition at the back of the rotation, but offense has taken so many of the headlines. It's nice to see tonight the spotlight shine on Brandon Maurer, and so far he's handled it pretty darn well.
He has been impressive. He's got a 1-1 count to Brandon Crawford, who flied out the center his first time. 1-0 on a Nick Franklin 2-out second inning single. Runner goes, swung on, right to the gap. One run for Saunders. Belt to third, he'll score. Crawford to second, looking for three, and he's going to get it standing up. Tie ball game at 1-1. As we told you earlier, a lot of Giant fans here in the ballpark tonight.
Well, this is an off-speed pitch that he leaves up in the zone, and Crawford, that's a changeup, hits it hard into the gap, and with the runner on the move, he was going to score easy. It was just a matter of whether Crawford was going to get into third base, and he goes in standing up. So they finally get to Maurer. It looked like he had settled down, but a couple of two-out base hits have cost him a run.
So if you can get out of it, Cole Gillespie, young man that won the Giants game a couple of days ago with a walk-off home run. And Crawford checking in with his second triple of the season, of the exhibition season. Gillespie struck out on 3 pitches last time up. This one hit pretty well deep right field. Going back Bay on the track, and he makes the catch. Couple of balls hit hard. Aaron, you can hold on for another half?
Absolutely.
Love to have you here. 1-1 ball game here in Peoria, Mariner baseball. One-one ball game as we go to the home fourth here in Peoria. Newest member of our broadcast crew, Aaron Goldsmith. Good to have him with us here. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers. Hello to everybody back in Seattle. And this is exciting to get this thing going here. I know you're going to love that opening day. And, Blow, you've been through it before, too, up at Seattle as a player and now as a broadcaster.
And it's always exciting, either way, as a player or a broadcast, just to get the and for you, you're going to see all the pomp and circumstance a couple of times, obviously, going to Oakland. Seattle does it great every year at Safeco Field.
Absolutely, and I think I'm a lot like the players. The Mariners are playing so well, I'm sure that they wish opening day was yesterday. And
Yeah.
as much fun as these games are, I think all of us after a while want to see, well, what are these guys going to do when things really start to count? The lights are really bright, and we're all ready for opening day, but it's nice to have beautiful nights like this in Arizona to be able to sit back and watch a baseball game.
Chamber of Commerce got to be pleased here. It's been outstanding for these last couple of weeks, hasn't it? I mean, I know it was cold when you and Rick got here early on in the spring. Aaron, tell me this. Growing up in St. Louis, your baseball influences, who are your favorites, who are your favorite players, broadcasters, that kind of stuff?
Well, when you grow up in St. Louis, you listen to baseball on the radio. Of course, Jack Buck was the guy there in St. Louis for so many years, and I can remember going to Jack Buck's memorial service at the Old Busch Stadium on what seemed like a 115-degree afternoon in downtown St. Louis. But as far as being a baseball fan, I was a big Cardinals fan, still in. We've got a pair of Old Busch Stadium seats in my house that my wife puts up with. They take up some room. I have seats 16 and 17 for those who are curious. I do not know which section they are from, but I was a big Mike Matheny fan growing up, and I loved Jim Edmonds. He was one of my favorite guys to watch play in the outfield, and so happy that Matheny is now at the helm of the Cardinals. Wasn't sure how that was going to work out, but now we're starting to see more and more guys get those managerial jobs who have not necessarily managed before, or maybe in some cases even coached, but pretty excited that St. Louis is on the interleague schedule this year back in September. It'll be a while, but it'll also be plenty warm in St. Louis when we get out there.
Oh, we remember from last time there, we had major thunderstorms a couple of years ago when we were in St. Louis. And you can tell the age difference. I can remember back to the Cardinals of Lou Brock and Tim McCarver and Mr. Gibson and whatnot. Mike Matheny, Mike Claiborne's a good friend of mine on the Cardinal broadcast team, and he can't say enough about what he has meant to that organization. Kyle Seager now has a 3-2 count.
Well, it seems like a lot of things when you bring up Matheny, some similar characteristics that we see in Eric Wedge. Both these guys are very calm, they're very confident, and they're good communicators. And I think that's such an important part of it at the minor league level or the major league level, is that these players know what they are expected to do, and Eric Wedge puts that blueprint out there clear as day, and Jack Zarinsic's a part of it as well. Those two work hand in hand, and to me, as the new guy in town, one of the things that I've enjoyed observing more than anything else is that everybody believes, everybody's bought into the same plan, and we're already starting to see the dividends.
Pop up to the shortstop, Crawford. 1 out. And they're both catchers, Wedge and Matheny.
How about that?
And Bochy was a catcher. A lot of guys who are catchers, as you know, in the major leagues. At what point in high school or college did you decide, I'm going to make a shot and try to do something in Major League Baseball and make that as a goal?
It was pretty late. I wish I could say I have a more romantic story, like when I was 6 years old and I went to the ballpark. I knew right then.
Here's a ball hit to left field, line drive. It'll get down off the bat of Bay. And he'll get into second with a stand-up double here with 1 out in the 4th.
But Rick Reyes already has dibs on that story anyway, so go ahead.
I'm sure he does, and I'm sure his is way better than mine would have been.
Take a look at this replay. It looked like another cut fastball. Didn't quite get it in. And Bay, throughout his career, from what I've seen, likes the ball close to him, and he hits this ball hard. It's on the line. If he was able to elevate that, he might have hit it out of the ballpark. But again, having a good spring, Jason Bay. Sorry, Aaron, go right ahead.
No, it's okay. For me, I was a senior in college, and I was a little over a month away from graduating. I was a history major, and I knew I didn't want to work in a museum. I knew I did not want to be a teacher, but I learned so many valuable skills in college through majoring in history.
Hard hit one hopper up the bat of Shopik, 2 down.
And I knew above all else I love sports, and I knew I wanted to work in some form in sports, and I wasn't sure what it was. And one morning, honest to goodness, I woke up and I thought, if somebody could pay me to talk about any kind of sport, that would be a pretty good way to make a living. And so I went to a broadcasting school, a trade school in St. Louis. I worked a retail job at night. And that spun into my first internship in minor league baseball. I discovered play-by-play along the way that might be the niche that could be best for me. And it started with the Gateway Grizzlies in beautiful Sauget, Illinois. And from there, it took off from one seasonal job to another, and here I am.
What part of the state is that?
It's right across the river from downtown St. Louis. You can see the Arch. You can see Busch Stadium. So we're awfully close by, but there's not a whole lot going on in Sauget, Illinois, except for Gateway Grizzlies baseball.
Aaron Goldsmith, newest member of our broadcast team, working on the radio. Joining us here on the TV side. Here's ground ball. Belt, and that'll do it for the Mariners. Aaron, welcome to Seattle. Fans are going to love you. You're going to love Seattle, pal.
Thank you,
gentlemen.
man.
Looking forward to working with you this year.
Likewise.
All right.
All right. We will continue along. 1-1 ball game. Giants and the Mariners.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports, brought to you by the Ski-Doo Summit, the most specialized mountain sled ever. By BNSF, the engine that connects us. And by Ford, we are local. That would be your shot if you're local in the Peoria area tonight. Nice sunset there in the Cactus Desert. We'll go inside the stadium now, Peoria Sports Complex, tied at 1, moving to the 5th inning, guys.
All right, Brad, that was a good screensaver, wasn't it? Beautiful shot.
There's some great shots down here. Been very fortunate this year, too. The weather a little bit chilly early, but it's been phenomenal over the last couple of weeks.
Line drive, center field. Saunders pretty much in his tracks. 1 down off the bat of Quiros. Guarantee yourself 16 chances to witness history at Safeco Field this season. The Mariners' 16-game plan. Each plan is going to offer great savings off the single game price and benefits exclusive only to season ticket holders. So pick out a plan that's going to put you on the edge of your seat for the Mariners' next memorable moment when you visit mariners.com/16. Wilson Valdez, ball 1 to him. Breaking ball off the plate. Three strikeouts, no walks by Mauer. Gave up an RBI triple to Brandon Crawford in the 4th inning. Had followed a Brandon Belt single.
We talked about Mauer going 5 innings. He's up to 57 pitches now, so he's in good shape there. Nobody getting loose in the Mariner bullpen.
It's going to be an interesting year in this American League West. There's a foul ball. Curious to see how Texas reacts with with we talked about this the other day with Michael Young in Philly, Josh Hamilton in L.A.,
Napoli in Boston.
There was rumors that they were recently. Maybe Elvis Andrus was up for grabs. That's a good-looking pitch by Maurer. 2 down with that strikeout. That's his 4th K of the evening. Ask the booth. Got a question from Jason. What kind of scorecards do you use? My buddy Bob Carpenter, outstanding broadcaster, voice of the Washington Nationals, has been putting out the Bob Carpenter's baseball scorebook. Hey, Bob, here's a plug for you. My man, been using it since I've been here, and it's a real good one. I remember
ours are pretty similar. Ours are similar, yeah.
And they're 8.5 by 11. They easily fit in a bag. Or backpack.
Yeah, our good friend who we miss all the time, especially when we're in Arizona, Dave Niehaus, he had the biggest scorebook.
Oh, my God.
I think that thing by the end of the year, had to weigh 50, 60 pounds.
There's a hernia on aisle 3.
He wouldn't change it, though. He had a big one. There you go. There's a little scorecard there, but it was heavy. The sheets of paper, too, were thick in that thing. It was almost like cardboard.
Hammered and getting foul.
Do you keep them?
I do.
You do?
I have no idea why. We got a couple hundred lost seasons in there, so there's really no reason to keep them, but I keep them.
Yeah.
But how about when they, and if you folks have been to the Niehaus statue out in right field in the concourse,
right.
It's totally replicated. And that was
of the scorebook, yeah.
Of the scorebook. Beautifully done. And I remember, I think the second year, I said, I want to be like the Hoffer, the Hall of Famer. I want one like that. And I was like, oh, my God. Geez, I could curl this thing, man.
I know.
Charging Miller. Oh, that's a nice bang play by Brad Miller. Dave would give a my on that one. It would have been well earned, to say the least. 1-1 game. One ball game, Giants and the Mariners. Joining us tonight, Angie Mentic. Angie.
Thanks, Dave. I'm out here in left field because that is where the all-you-can-eat zone is. And here's the deal. You can upgrade your ticket and buy one of these bracelets for $15. And then you come out here, and you guessed it, it's all you can eat. It's hot dogs, it's hamburgers, ballpark food, you got peanuts. And the cool thing about this location is you come right over here, and they've got cold beverages for you. If you want, you can stay in here and watch the game, and you can see the game perfectly. Or you just go on out here to the berm and watch the game. And, like I said, it's a bargain, fellas.
I'll say, Angie, that's a good one. Good crowd tonight. Giants, as we talked about down here in spring training, they travel well. After all, they've won 2 of the last 3 World Championships. Their fan base is quite excited, as you would expect.
Yeah, the Mariners usually draw well here at this ballpark. I'm sure for the players, they like it too. Get the fans out here playing in a night game. Nice change for them.
Bottom of the 5th inning. And a strike to Nick Franklin. He has accounted for the Mariners' run. 2-out RBI single back in the second inning. Not a good Mariner gear being sold down here as well. Giving chase his pants. Is he going to get there? No, sir. One hop off the fence. Franklin with a leadoff double. And Nick Franklin having a night, 2 for 2.
He's been one of the few that's been able to figure out Barry Zito's hit the ball hard a couple of times. The RBI that he picked up was a hard line drive into left. And then this here, just going with the fastball out over the plate and drives it into the gap into right center field. Pence looked like maybe he was going to have a chance, but it bounced off the warning track. So that's a good double. Lead the inning off for Nick Franklin.
Third time up for Michael Saunders now. Runner in scoring position. Mariners are 1 for 6 this evening in that category. Mike again going through extensive work during the offseason with Mike Bard. Brother, former Mariner catcher Josh Bard in Colorado. Michael working to keep his mechanics. You know, he says, listen, I'm a long-levered guy. Got to keep that front arm a little bit tighter to the body. But his whole mindset starting out last year this time is all about being aggressive. More aggressive than he had been prior.
I think that he had a fine year last year, but I think he's still just scratching the surface of it. When you think of the type of power that he has and leading the club in stolen bases last year and the job that he did defensively, he's a tremendous athlete. And I would suspect he'll hit for a higher average this year also. Be curious to see where Eric Wedge hits him in the lineup with all the veterans that they have that probably hit in the middle of the lineup. Michael typically hit towards the end of it last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if he hits towards the top of the lineup a little bit more, hitting leadoff in tonight's game.
Give him that big green light, too. Hit hard off the chest of Belt. Taking himself. Down to third goes Franklin. So the job is done to move the runner up. Lake Mariner Baseball, part of your spring, summer, and fall plans this year with season tickets. Plans starting as low as $258. You're going to enjoy the biggest savings over single game prices, the best seat locations, plus easy online account management. For more info on Mariners season tickets, visit mariners.com.
It's a good at bat by Saunders to get a pitch that he could pull and move the runner up if he made an out. He hit it hard. Looked like it hit Brandon Belt, the first baseman, in the chest. Knocked it down. Good fundamental baseball, though, for the Mariners.
Chance for Goody. That slow breaking ball. Zito at one point early in the ballgame struck out 5 consecutive hitters. Infield about halfway. 0-1 to Goody. Bounced up there. Nice job by Quiroz. Keep it in front. 1-1. More than likely Zito's last inning of work. Darryl Midday is warming up in the right field bullpen.
Yeah, I think you're right. At 73 pitches, they probably have him going 80 pitches tonight, so this will probably be it for him.
2-1.
There you see some action out in the bullpen.
How antsy do you get as a player this time of year? You know, you got the last 10 days. If you're an established player, you got to be saying, let's get it over with already.
Well, you do. I don't think there's any question, especially this year with the World Baseball Classic, as you take a look at our CenturyLink high-speed pitch, Zito at 89, Maurer at 90. So it's been a longer spring training for those guys anyway, so I'm sure that they're ready to go. And then the younger guys, they're just anxious to begin with, trying to figure out if they're going to make the ball club or not, the guys that are still in camp.
Would love to have gotten the pulse rate on Mr. Maurer. He looked calm, but he knows he's like close. You know, it's not like a lot of guys have already been sent down, but here he is on March 19th. He's still here with a legit chance to make this rotation.
And he's pitched well again tonight, so he's doing everything that he possibly can to try to make this ball club. He's given up the 1 run. He's only given up 2 earned runs for the spring so far. That's pretty strong. But sometimes you get down to those number games too, Dave. You start looking at your roster. Who can you keep? Who are you going to possibly lose by sending guys out of camp? You have to make all those decisions. And sometimes when you're a young player, because the club has control of you, you're behind the 8 ball. So whether he makes the club out of camp or not, we are going to see him this year, I think.
Breaking ball misses. Maurer tonight, 64 strikes. 64 pitches, 42 strikes, 22 balls as Goody walks. A first and third. And Maurer, 9 of 18 first pitch strikes.
He's looked good. And again, I think the thing that is impressive about him, and this is my first time seeing him pitch, is his ability to take a little bit off when he gets into some trouble. And that shows the poise that you're talking about. And I know that he understands exactly what you were talking about too, Dave, in that this is important. And he knows he can't slip up at any point if he wants to make this club. And I think he pitched well again tonight.
See what Morales can do. He's got 2 on. He struck out twice. And I'm sure he's not pleased about it. Fouls one off. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch and a 1-2 pitch tonight.
And he's had a couple of hanging curveballs to hit hard, including that last one. And right now he's just more concerned about picking up that runner at third with just 1 out. You see a breaking ball or something off speed that's up in the zone, you're going to take a hack at it, try to stay out of the double play if you can.
1 out, runners at the corners. They hit it hard right field. Pence going back, makes the catch. And scoring easily is Franklin. Nice job by Kendrys Morales. 2-1 Mariners. RBI number 9 for Kendrys.
Again, he gets a pitch up in the zone. He's looking to get something up that he can drive into the outfield, and he stays on top of that fastball. He's been beat a couple of times, but that time he stays on it and makes Hunter Pence run back. A good running catch by Hunter Pence out in right field, but he'll pick up an RBI.
Michael Morse, he struck out looking and ground out to short. Boy, he tried to crush that pitch. Strike 1 as it goes off of Quiros. Very distinct stance of Michael Morse. 1-1.
We were mentioning him trying to crush that pitch. That's going to be his job. You have 2 outs, runner at first. I don't think Eric Wedge is interested in him trying to hit a little flare out into right field. Hit one in the gap or out of the ballpark and pick up a few more runs.
Two balls, 1 strike. Inning started with a Nick Franklin double. Dave Hansen, I loved what he was seeing here. Pretty much a ready-made product upon his arrival. Morse coming off a nice run in Washington last few years. These 2 young kids played well tonight. Brad Miller and Nick Franklin, 2-2. That's what he did last season. Runners on, 284 with 9. Bases empty, 295 with 9 home runs. Carlos Pegueros had a nice spring. Morales just gave the Mariners a 2-1 lead. Swing and a miss. Morris keys for the second time tonight. That's 7 strikeouts for Barry Zito in his 5 innings of work. Kendrys Morales is giving the Mariners a 2-1 lead.
Mariners retake the lead 2-1 over the Giants, and don't miss the last episode of Mariners Mondays next week. Watch as Felix dominates the Yankees in early August of last season and relive the most entertaining game of the year as the Supreme Court arrives in Seattle. Catch all the action Monday at 7:30. Root Sports, your home for Mariners baseball. Hey, check out this strange moment in today's Brewers-Angels game. As Hamilton and Pujols confer, the home plate umpire leaves with an injury. Pujols at the plate. The pitch. Ow. That's going to leave a mark on the umpire. He's out as the other umpire changes into the gear. Only 2 umpires on the field, so Tim McClellan has to call balls and strikes standing on the pitcher's mound. Behind the mound, I should say. One of those on the mound, Jason Vargas, gives up a home run to Ricky Weeks. Eventually, the third umpire arrived to call the game behind the plate. Vargas gives up 5 and 5 and a third. Brewers win 6-1. You just never know, guys, what you're going to see, even in a spring training game.
Boy, I wonder how McClellan felt doing that.
Wonder how the hitters felt. That's a big man standing behind the mound. Tough to see around that guy.
That's right. Tim goes about 6'5".
At least.
Wow. Look forward to seeing that video a little bit later. Andres Torres. New pitcher for the Mariners, the bartender himself, Tom Wilhelmsen.
See what Tom did last year. 29 saves on the season for Tom. Opponent's average just .202 against him. And some folks may wonder why Tom is pitching in the 6th inning when he is the closer for the Mariners. And a lot of times down here you'll see that. We saw it the other day with Nathan. He came in early. Managers want to get their closer in there and let him pitch against the major league lineup before they start taking all these guys out of the game, which is typical here in spring training. So Tom's going to get a chance to start top of the lineup with the Giants and get some work in.
Torres, Blanco, and Pence here. Top of the 6th in a 2-1 Mariner lead. RBIs tonight for the Mariners. Franklin and Morales put them back on top in the home 5th. Talk about a young man coming into his own last year, Big Tom Wilhelmsen.
Gained a lot of confidence last year.
Walks Torres. Take a look at some topics trending on Twitter as it pertains to the Mariners. Mauer and Miller, good choices. Fans excited by, as well they should be, by what you've read and now see tonight in these 2 youngsters. 5 strong innings, a 3-hit 1-run ball for Brandon Mauer. Runner goes, throw by Shopek is not in time. Stolen base for Torres.
Not much of an opportunity for Shopek to throw the runner out. Torres, a good jump, and he stole it off of Tom Wilhelmsen. So Shopek had to rush his throw as Torres slides in safely.
Are you a head first guy or feet first guy?
I tried to go feet first as much as I could. All it takes is one time, and I ended up jamming my fingers into the bag doing just that. And after that, if I could, sometimes you can't help it, but when I could go feet first, that's what I tried to do. And that's what I would teach people to do also.
I know Lou Brock always went in hard and straight.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson had a different approach.
And it worked.
It worked just fine.
Blanco hit by a pitch lined out to first base. Solid line drive in the left center field. Saunders. Here's your throw. It's offline. Got a tie ball game. And Blanco with an RBI, his 3rd of the year.
Take a look at this last pitch. They want it on the outside corner. It's in the middle of the plate. You can see Shopek reaching back for that pitch in the middle of the plate. Bell tie. Actually looked like a jam Blanco a little bit. Not much of a chance for Saunders, though. Torres, good speed. He just stole second base and scores on that base hit.
Here's Hunter Pence. Single and a ground out. 1 for 2. Runner goes. And he stole that one on Tom as well.
That same story. Hey, Tom right now having a tough time throwing strikes and trying to concentrate on that and not holding the runners. Give Kelly Shopik a chance. You can see Hunter Pence taking that pitch all the way. There's your feet first slide, Dave.
So 0-1 to count to Pence. Blanco in scoring position. Oh, nice backhand. 1-1. Fastball for strike 1 and 2. Bochy has had a terrific run. He's the old MGR of the Giants. Breaking ball up this way, heads up. Mariners will enjoy a day off tomorrow. Come back at home with the Cubs Thursday, San Diego on Friday, Cleveland Saturday. Thursday's another night game. And we'll have that for you right here on Root Sports. And Saturday's game against Cleveland. Another good stop by Shopik. Closing in on opening day in Oakland. 4 games there, 3 night games and a day game. And a weekend series in Chicago. Bring that winter coat.
That's always tough. And the guys have been down here and they're dealing with 80, 85 degrees, and all of a sudden you end up in Chicago where it's probably going to be a little bit wet. Definitely going to be cold.
And Oakland won't be a bargain either as we look at this matchup, which we fully anticipate. Brett Anderson, tough. You get the King, Felix Hernandez. Good-looking pitching matchup. They seem to square off a lot. Good heat. Pence is gone. 1 out, run in, runner on. Subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today. Watch more than 150 select spring training games live, plus every regular season game live or on demand on over 250 mobile and connected devices. Visit Mariners.com for details. Well worth it if you're a baseball fan. Watched the Phillies and the Yankees earlier this afternoon. So it's sliced away. In the National League, they got a young player. You know, we talk a lot about Michael Saunders, and tall, long guy. They have a kid named Dominic Brown, built very similar way. He's got like 5 home runs, having a tremendous spring, hitting 400.
I had a chance to watch him a little bit today. Phillies were on TV, and I was watching a little bit this afternoon. Good-looking player.
Yeah. Wilhelmsen's on. He's got what, the 96-97 and that 12-6
hard curveball. And I think he was struggling with his fastball when he first came into the game, and then he threw a couple of curveballs. In fact, he bounced him in front of the plate, but I think mechanically he got him back in line because his last 3 fastballs have been in for strikes. There's a good curveball.
Ball 2 strikes. So I'm a bartender during stints, between stints in baseball down at the Hut in Tucson. So hopefully we'll have a lot of good closing time this year. 4 big time. This is a drive deep to left. That's a lot of trouble. That ball is off the fence. Morse will get it back in. Coming around to score is Blanco. RBI double Brandon Belt. 4-2 Giants. Brandon Belt with his 12th RBI.
This is a fastball down in the zone. He just golfs it out to left field. Hit it on a line over Mike Morris's head. A little bit easier to catch up if you can get it down around your knees. Just drop the barrel to it, and that's what Belt does. As it hits off the fence and left. The Giants lead 3-2.
Ball one to Crawford. Crawford with an RBI triple. And a fly out the center. Nice pitch running away.
I think it's the first changeup we've seen him throw, something that he started to develop towards the end of last year. He liked to use it against the left-handed hitters. The last changeup at 86 miles an hour.
Cleveland Chargers gets a nice hop. There's Morales with a second out. Moving up to third is Brendan Belt.
Tom had been pitching well for the spring. Had a 1.5 ERA coming into this game tonight. Again, struggling a little bit with his command, and the Giants look like they want to hit his fastball. Your pitchers typically around this time talking about the dead arm part of spring training. That doesn't look like it's the case with Tom. He's throwing 96 miles an hour.
Cued right to the on-deck hitter, Quiros. Congratulations to the Dominican Republic. 3-0 victors over Puerto Rico. Win the WBC.
I think they beat Puerto Rico 3 times during the Classic, didn't they?
I believe that's right, yeah. New bat for Gillespie. Wilhelmsen looking for his third out. 6th hitter he's faced here in his inning. It's Belt at third, 2 down, 1-1. Pops in to strike 1-2. Fastball hit to right field for Jason Bay. Giants tack on 2 more. Bottom of the 6th. They're back on top, 3-2. 3-2 Giants lead, bottom of the 6th. Glad you could join us. Mariner Baseball tonight from Peoria. Time now for Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. And Brendan Maurer, 5 really impressive innings, Mike.
5 innings, 3 hits tonight. He did give up 1 run, 4 strikeouts, did not walk a batter, and I agree. I think, again, he pitched well. Had a good slider going tonight along with a sinking fastball and his changeup. So overall, I don't think he did anything to hurt his efforts to try to make this ball club. Nice outing for Brandon Maurer.
We'll run down some of the changes. A lot of minor leaguers in the ball game now for the Giants. Darryl Madej takes over on the mound.
Pitched in Double-A last year, appeared in 43 games as a relief pitcher. 3.11 ERA. 73 strikeouts to just 16 walks. That is a great ratio for the young man, so he throws strikes.
Mariners will have Kyle Seager, Jason Bay, and Kelly Shopik 5, 6, and 7 coming up here in the home 6th. Seager tonight a strikeout, and I'll pop to short. Ricky Oropesa at first. Bobby Haney's at shortstop now. Seager, good start to the 6th. He continues to impress, doesn't he?
Just solid hitter. Hasn't had the best spring, but it's starting to come around for him. It's solid base hit into left field. And that's something that he will do throughout the season, use the entire field. Every now and then he'll get a pitch inside, and he showed the ability to turn on some pitches last year with his 20 home runs. But simple approach works well for Kyle.
Former Mariner Kenji Jojima. Former number 2. Kenji had a couple of really good years here with the Mariners. Here's a pitch outside to Bay. 1-1. Bay tonight is taking a called third strike and double to left. Seager not much of a lead at first. Now he takes off, swing, and a foul ball.
Like Eric Wedge, a little hit and run with Jason Bay at the plate. 2-1 count. Good count to do it in. Kyle looked like he might have been able to steal that base. It was a good jump at first.
Two and two. Reload. Nice work by Barry Zito. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk, 7 strikeouts. Breaking ball off the plate. Full count.
Let's see if Eric Wedge puts Kyle Seager in motion here on a 3-2 count. Kelly Shopik waiting on deck. Doing the catching tonight.
Seager back. 3-2 here to Bay. Runner goes up high, ball 4. We're talking about some upcoming games here in the spring. How about regular season? We take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Opening night, Houston Astros in town, 8, 9, and 10 of April. We welcome that franchise to the American League West. Good to have folks at Sleep Country USA back with us again. Couple runners on here. Shopik looks at a breaking ball off the plate.
Sometimes during the season you might see Kelly bunt here with nobody on, a couple of runners on, but spring training the managers usually like to let their guys get their at-bats in, see some pitches and get some swings in.
Ooh, that had to hurt. Talking about a pitch that got away.
And we were just talking about Mayday and the control that he showed last year with the 73 strikeouts and 16 walks. But after the walk to Jason Bay, he just squares Kelly Shopik up. Look like he hits him in the tricep, and it does. That'll hurt. I know as a player, when you're talking about opening day, Dave, and you start to get closer to that calendar date, the one thing you don't want is an injury. You don't want to get hit.
No way, no how.
Yeah, you want to just try to start the season healthy, because typically a month into it, everybody's going to have some aches and pains, and you don't want to start the year that way.
The great Dave Righetti, pitching coach, out to speak with Mayday. That's Dan Runzler, left-hander, warming up.
The Mariners have a left-hander warming up also, Charlie Furbish. It looks like Charlie will take over for Tom Wilhelmsen. Tom got his inning out of the way.
Well, Brad Miller has had an outstanding night, an outstanding spring. He's got bases loaded. He's hit by a pitch his first time up, stole second, scored on the RBI single by Franklin back in the second inning. Seager at third, Bay at second, and Shopik at first. Ball 1. Pro career off to a fine start, 86 hits last year, second to Adam Eaton in all of minor league baseball. 3-2. Giants on top. This one fouled away. 1-1.
I'm going to take a look at Brad Miller and his career so far. See what he did at High Desert. Hit .339 in Jackson, .320. So far here in the Cactus League. His big league camp hitting .265 coming into the game tonight. Has played well.
1-1 to Miller. Sit outside, but he's been promoted quickly. Seemed like yesterday we had him up in the booth, he and Danny Hultzen a couple of years ago after they were drafted. Two and one with the bases loaded, nobody out.
You rarely see major league hitters hit without batting gloves on. The Mariners actually had two in the lineup tonight, Brad Miller being one. The other, Kendrys Morales, he doesn't use his batting gloves either, although he has tape all over his fingers.
Two pitch coming. Breaking ball. Gave it a good ride. Center field, deep, making a catch is Barco. Scoring on a play, Seager. Tagging from second to third is Bay. And the young man, Brad Miller, continues to impress. A sac fly ties the score 3-3.
Another good at bat for Brad. He's able to wait back on a breaking ball. Didn't try to do too much with it. It looks like he has some pop in his bat, too. It's just a nice controlled swing, and he hit it to the warning track in center field. Pitch in the middle of the plate. Put a good swing on it. Actually jammed him a little bit and still hit it out to the warning track.
Some good pop. Miller's 5th RBI. So he's driven in a run tonight and scored a run. Here's Nick Franklin. 1 out, runners at the corners. Ball 1. Michael Saunders on deck for the Mariners. Stayed off that pitch, 2-0. Fly ball left field. Torres tagging his bay. Throw to second. So Franklin drives in another run. Mariners back on top 4-3.
Second RBI of the night for Franklin. Eric Wedge will be happy. 2 youngsters at the bottom of the lineup have done some damage in this game, including a couple of sacrifice flies. Take a look at the swing. He gets a fastball that's away from him. Wasn't sure if he had enough of it, was going to be deep enough, but it was. Score the runner. We'll have a pitching change after that.
So Darryl Madej is done. He's given up a couple of runs here in the 6th. Mariners have taken the lead 4-3. Dan Runzler will take over.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports, brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, welcoming showbiz icon, singer, and comedian Jerry Lewis April 13th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. And by Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Not up to date on my constellations, but that looks like a whole lot of stars. Gentlemen, nice night.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Brad. Dave Simmons, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew on hand here. Mariners 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. They've regained the lead at 4-3. Here's Michael Saunders looking at strike 1 with Kelly Shopik at first base. Couple of sacrifice flies by young Mariners Brad Miller and Nick Franklin. The Mariners back on top. 3 sacrifice flies in the ball game here today. Wake swing gets away. Shopik, he gets down to second. A wild pitch from Dan Runzler.
And that looked like a situation where Michael was guessing a little bit, looking for the fastball, ended up getting a slider in the dirt. Anytime you see somebody with a swing like that, that's typically the case. Just completely fooled on the pitch.
Behind 0-2. Morales with the sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. The Mariners in front 2-1. Giants, though, came back with 2. Top half of this inning. Two and 2 to Saunders. Single, a couple of groundouts. The first, Brad Miller is at shortstop tonight. Scored a run, driven in a run. Strike 3 called. Saunders, no real complaint about that one. Walks away. Good inning for the Mariners as Miller and Franklin sacrifice flies. Back to back gives the Mariners a 4-3 lead. Mariners with a 4-3 lead here in the 7th inning over the San Francisco Giants. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Good to have you with us on Root Sports TV. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew from Peoria, Arizona. A couple more telecasts this week. Charlie Furbush takes over. He's the 3rd Mariner pitcher this evening.
Charlie, an important part of the bullpen last year. As you take a look at his numbers from last season, appeared in 48 games, 2.72 ERA, 53 strikeouts, just 16 walks. And Charlie's going to pitch a lot again this year, probably surpass that 48 game mark. Eric Wedge has a lot of trust in Charlie, as he should. He pitched well last year. Charlie, good fastball. He'll be in the low 90s with it. Also uses a slider.
Guillermo Quiroz will lead off. 7, 8, 9 in the order coming up here for the Giants. Quiroz tonight, a strikeout looking and a fly to center. Did he go? He did, says Dan Bellino down at first. Right-handers had a lot more success against Charlie than left-handers. Left-handers hit just a $147 against Charlie.
It's because of his slider. He started Quiroz off with 2 sliders. The last one jammed him a little bit, but when you have that pitch and you're able to run it away from the left-handers, and Charlie also drops down a little bit, they're not as anxious to stay in there as the right-handers are.
The right-handers didn't exactly feast either at 198. It was better than the 147. 0-2. That was a good pitch for him last year.
A couple of sliders, and then tries to pop a fastball in the inside corner. Missed high with it.
Charlie first came over in the Doug Fister trade. Mariners threw him out there as a starter, but boy, this has been his role. 7th, 8th inning, get a couple lefties, get a hold in there.
Throws, strikes. He can pitch it in the major leagues for a long time, doing exactly that.
One and two to Quiros, leading off the Giants' 7th. Broke his bat. Looper, Mike Morris. Morris makes the play. Oh, that bat exploded. Mariners single game tickets, they're on sale right now. And when you pick up tickets to any at Mariners team stores, you're also going to pick up a discount on Mariners gear. That's right. You're going to get 10% off regular price merchandise when you get your tickets at any of the 5 convenient Mariner team store locations. One out for Wilson Valdez. 0 for 2, ground out to second and strikeout. Mariners RBIs tonight: Morales, Miller, and 2 for Nick Franklin. Giants get their runs batted in. A 4th inning triple by Brandon Crawford. 6th inning RBI single by Gregor Blanco. And a couple of batters later, an RBI double by Brandon Belt. Three and 0. Bush coming over from Detroit July 30th, 2011. Doug Fister pitched today for Detroit. Got roughed up for 7 runs, 6 earned, gave up a grand slam in this contest earlier this afternoon against the Rays. See that Jack Cust is back in the bigs with the Rays?
No, really?
Three and 1. Took a little off with that pitch. And missed.
Boy, pretty good slider in the middle of the plate and didn't get the call.
Like that.
Take another look at this slider. 76 miles an hour.
My goodness.
I guess he thought it was down.
He had to. There's Tanaka, the second baseman. He's lined out to center, ground out to short. 13 years with the Nippon Ham Fighters, a career .294 hitter.
Mariners with tomorrow off. Play again Thursday night. We'll have that game on TV for you if you want to take a chance and look at John Garland. He will be the starting pitcher Thursday night. Erasmo Ramirez will also pitch in that game. But John Garland, coming back from surgery, has pitched well. Did you take a look at it? 1.5 ERA. So is Erasmo Ramirez. Both of them trying to work their way into the rotation. So another big night for Mariner pitching on Thursday night. Pitching matchup brought to you by Lexus. Both of those guys really pitched well this spring.
Cutter sinker for Garland. Seems to get the ground ball when he needs it. And Ramirez competes like heck. And as you know, he's a little guy. Remember, who was it? He brushed back somebody in Toronto with Encarnacion. I think it was last year. Batista.
I think it was
Encarnacion. Because Batista missed a lot of last year.
Yeah, it was one of those two. Yeah.
But he's a guy, he's moving around. He throws hard, a little guy. throws a lot of strikes.
Cardinals having a tough time getting his fastball down. You mentioned the sinker. That's a good pitch for him in his last outing. I was really impressed with the way he threw his slider. You know, coming off of the surgery and just having the confidence, and he had to go to something else because he didn't have the good sinker the other night. He was able to go to a slider that helped get him out of some trouble. So I'll be curious to see how he throws on Thursday night.
1 out, 2-2 pitch. Tanaka waves and he's gone. 2 outs.
I'll bring up the switch hitting Torres. Torres 0 for 2. He's walked and stolen a base, scored a run. But he'll turn around and hit right-handed against Charlie.
Torres out of Patterson, New Jersey. Went to Miami-Dade College. Outside for a ball. Mentioned second tour of duty with the Giants. He was with them from 2009 to 2011 with the Mets last year. Hit .230. Came up with Detroit. 3 years and 1 year in Texas. It's off the plate, 2-0. Yeah, the Giants fans piping up again.
Yeah, it'll take long.
A lot of orange here tonight, orange and black. Charlie behind 3-0. Boy, that's a good crowd. Sunday we had a good one in the sunshine. The berm was filled up pretty much the way it is now. 3-0. There's a strike. Inning started with Quiros flying to left, a walk, a strikeout. Now 3-1 to Torres with a man aboard. Runner goes. And that's ball 4.
Charlie's struggling a little bit. A couple of walks here in the inning. A tough time getting his fastball over the plate for a strike.
We'll bring up Gregor Blanco. Francisco Peguero's on deck for the Giants. No Buster Posey, the MVP last year. You've got Pablo Sandoval not playing. At third baseman, Marco Scudero was outstanding in a World Series. Strike 1. Scudero last year in National League Championship Series MVP. Seems like everywhere he's gone the last few stops, a lot of winning going on. Charlie jumps out front 0-2.
It's finally a good slider from him for a strike. Mike Morris, the left fielder, playing shallow and towards the line. We're not expecting Blanco to turn on the ball.
Good crowd, 11,188 here at the Peoria Sports Complex. 0-2 here. Swing and a miss. Bronco goes down. Stranding 2 in the Giants' 7th. The home 7th coming up, and the Mariners holding a 4-3 lead. Three Mariners, couple of youngsters getting the Mariners ahead back in the 6th inning. Let's take a look at a play. There's a lot of speculation about this play off the bat of Belt that it was a home run, Mike.
Yeah, you can see the fly ball, and if you watch it close enough, you'll be able to see that it clearly hits in the middle of the sign in left field. Just a one-hop bounce right to Mike Morris. It looked like it had a chance to get out. In fact, when they did it live, I thought it was going to be a home run, but on the replay there, you can see it clearly hits off of the sign in the red there and bounces right to Mike Morris.
You mentioned good crowd here, 11,188. Huge influx of San Francisco Giant fans here, along with a large contingent of Mariner fans enjoying a night ball game here. Shane Lou takes over, and Franklin Gutierrez will lead it off for the Mariners.
Franklin 1 for 2 tonight. Had a base hit in the 1st inning and then had a walk also in the 5th. So he's been on base a couple of times. Franklin having a good spring, hitting an even .333 coming into this one with 3 home runs. He's really played well. He missed some time, some fatigue in his leg, so Eric Wedge gave him a few days off, but he's back in the lineup now.
One on one. Pretty good hitter. Goody, Morales, and Morse coming up. Run down some changes here for the Giants. Johnny Manel is the new catcher. Ryan Lolis in center field. Francisco Peguero in right. Pitch misses outside.
Don't worry, Dave. Opening day will get here soon enough, buddy.
Amen, brother.
All those changes. Spring training, you get so many changes, and you start seeing guys with numbers in the 80s and 90s. You have no idea who they are.
80s and 90s. Come on, he's supposed to be a tight end, for crying out loud. Nice looking pitch. Full count.
Morales waiting on deck.
Backhand down there by Valdez, one out. One down here in the 7th. Spend opening night with family and friends at Safeco Field with a special group offer. Not only will you guarantee you'll be on hand to celebrate one of the biggest events of the year at a discounted price, but each member of your group's going to receive a commemorative opening night t-shirt. So book your group. The home opener. Go to mariners.com/group. Boy, they got that figured out. They're comfortable watching a ball game on the blanket on the berm. That works.
Morales picked up an RBI in the 5th inning, had a sacrifice fly.
Fooled on that pitch.
Good changeup out in front of it.
Morales going against a young man that was in the Angels organization for a couple of years. In fact, 25 games in 08 and 09. Shane Liu, 33 out of Rapid City, South Dakota.
The Mariners have a day off tomorrow, so Eric Wedge leaving the regulars in a little bit longer than he has so far in spring training. Guys, all the regulars, all the starters still in there, working here in the 7th inning.
Hit hard left field, slicing away, and it's up and above and gone. A home run for Kendrys Morales. Opposite field pop as he takes Shane Lutz out of the ballpark, and the Mariners have a 5-3 lead for Morales, his 5th home run, his second RBI tonight, and 10th on the spring.
Well, he homered on Sunday. Take a look at it. This pitch is up. He's hit 3 home runs in the last 3 or 4 days. That pitch up out over the plate, and he drives it over the fence in left field.
Morris trying to go back to back. Fooled on that breaking ball. That is the 45th home run hit by the Mariners. Welcome to Seattle, Kendrys Morales. Like 2 to Morris.
51 is the record, and they're definitely going to get that, I would think. 51 in 1999.
Welcome addition. Morris went fishing. Tag applied. He's done. 2 outs.
Again, Dave Hansen, the hitting coach for the Mariners. A lot of positives that he's seen through the course of spring training. Dave, of course, was with the Dodgers last year as their hitting coach. I like seeing that guy in the lineup on a daily basis.
Every night. Switch hitter with pop from both sides. Here's Kyle Seager. Singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Swing and a miss.
Speaking of the Dodgers, Kyle has a brother now who's in the Dodgers system.
You see him? He's tall.
I haven't seen him, no.
He's about 6'3". Kyle was saying he's got great potential, but he has to look up to his younger brother. There's a third one, still in Carolina. It's still in college, I believe. Seager family well represented in the game of baseball.
Yes.
Justin is a infielder, the youngest one at UNC Charlotte. Corey, first round pick of the Dodgers. Pitcher on the mound, Shane Lutz with Detroit, couple of years, Angels couple of years, total of 5 years in the big leagues, a record of 4-7. He's appeared in just 58 games. 2-2. Ooh, a throwing duck, almost shaved it. Back-to-back singles for Kyle Seager.
Ends up getting a pitch down in the zone, and he hits it right back where it came from. Pitch running away from him. You can see how close that was.
Oof.
Wow.
Small margin of error.
Yeah, so a couple of base hits now for Kyle in the game.
Jason Bay. Strikeout looking, double to left, walk, run scored. Strike one to Jason. Breaking ball misses way outside. Pretty good heater, well placed. Two outs, a man on, a run in, 5-3 Mariners. Highlight of the inning, Kendrys Morales' 5th home run, 2nd RBI tonight. Mariners by 2, and when we come back, Angie Mentik's going to have a conversation with Brandon Maurer, the Mariners starter tonight, who did a really nice job. Mariners with a 2-run cushion, 8th inning. Stephen Pryor going to take over. Speaking of pitching, Brandon Maurer. Great start tonight. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1-run ball. No walks, 4 Ks. He's standing by with Angie Mentik.
This is the hard part. Assess how you did out there today.
Okay. I felt all right. The fastball lacked quite a bit of control, but I was able to kind of go in there with my off-speed pitches and get outs.
All right, you left with the lead. You went 5 innings. What sort of other things were you hoping to accomplish out there and did today?
Just trying to have fun. I had a lot of fun today, so I'll take it as a win.
All right, many still have you in the running for this rotation. Is that hard to put out of your mind, or is that a motivator?
I don't think it's either of them. I just kind of come in and do my stuff every day, and if I'm pitching up here, if I'm pitching down there, I'm still pitching, so.
You know, Brandon, so much focus was on the big 3, but Jack Z and anybody else would say it's the Fantastic 4. So they've been reassigned. You're still here. Are they still talking to you? And if so, what are they saying to them?
I live with 2 of them, and we're real good friends. And then Holtz is also in there. So we all support each other. I want to be the torch, by the way, if anyone asks. Fantastic 4, the torch. No, we're not there? Okay.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down there. All right. And if you had to say what the other 3 were, how would you go ahead and throw them out there?
Ooh. Probably Holton would be the Jessica Alba. Yeah. We'll go with Taiwan as the stretchy guy, and then the thing could be Pax. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Put a good handle on the comic book IDs of the young Mariner pitchers. 1 down as Francisco Peguero flies out to right field. It's funny.
Yeah, see how happy Danny's going to be when he sees that.
Yeah, right. One out in the 8th. Here's Ricky Oropesa. To the Jessica Alba. That's funny. One out. Stephen Pryor is the pitcher. In a 1-2-3-8 against the Netherlands 4 days ago.
He's pitched well in spring training, a 2.57 for the spring. For Stephen Pryor, you can see what he did last year, 3.91 ERA. 27 strikeouts, 13 walks.
He's got the good fastball, as we saw in his debut against the White Sox. Just a matter of him working on and controlling the breaking pitches, he and Carter Capps, because both of them rush it up there quite well.
They do, and I think the thing that was interesting was Stephen last year, and you mentioned the opening day when he actually touched 100 miles an hour, but it seemed that the further along he went and the more that he settled down, his velocity went down a little bit, and I think it was to what you were saying. He was more concerned about hitting his spots, and I think he realized that's the most important thing at this level, even if you have a good arm. And there are plenty of them out in the bullpen for the Mariners. When you think of him, and you mentioned Carter Capps, and of course Tom Wilhelmsen. That's some guys that can rush it up there.
Don't know if he's going to make the club, but another guy who certainly caught the attention of people, Carson Smith. He's 1-0. Right-hander, funky delivery. And right-handers...
Bullpen's getting credit, though. You have Cameron Lowe out there. He's pitched well in the spring
yes,
also.
He has. Another, veteran guy, been around. That's well struck. Base hit. Struck on a fastball, or Pace was aboard. 1 out, 1 on, 8th inning. Vince, do you have a burning question about Northwest Sports for on-air personality Jen Mueller? Post your question on Twitter using hashtag RootQuestions, and you can have your question answered by Jen on rootsports.com, and you'll be eligible to win a Root Sports prize pack. For official rules to hear your questions and to see if you're the winner, visit rootsports.com. Here's Bobby Haney. Blocked by Sucre. Kendrys Morales, 2 RBIs tonight. Nick Franklin is driven in 2, and Brad Miller the other. For the Mariners, Blanco, Belt, and Crawford accounted for the Giants runs. 1-2.
And the bullpen has pitched well all spring long, and it's already crowded. There are not many opportunities out there. We mentioned the 4 right-handers, and then you throw Charlie, who's pitching the game tonight, Litke, and Oliver Perez, and there's your 7.
Strike 3 call. 2 down.
Good fastball, 95 miles an hour on the outside corner. A little extra on this one. Again, 95 on the outside corner. Good job by Sucre to frame that. Helped out the umpire a little bit.
Here's D.H. Cole Gillespie. 0 for 3, strikeout and a couple flyouts to right. Breaking ball for strike. Pryor pitched at 4 levels in the Mariners system last year. 1-0 Double-A Jackson, 16 games, no record, ERA of 0.00 at Tacoma. A rehab assignment at High Desert, 2 games, 6.75 ERA. And with the Mariners, as we showed you, 3-1 with a 3.91. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cameron Lowe warming up. Ooh, good. A wrinkle in that pitch, 2-2. Giants, they open the season against the Dodgers. They're the world champions, and they open on the road. Overpowered him. Nice work by Stephen Pryor. Couple of strikeouts. Into top of the 8th. Mariners 2-run lead at 5-3.
Welcome back. The Mariners trying to add to their 5-3 lead over the Giants as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Welcome inside the Ford Sports Desk. Brad, Adam with you. March Madness actually beginning today. Playing games, also NIT games. Washington facing BYU in the first round of the NIT. Huskies could not stop this man, Tyler Haws. 37 points, a variety of shots. BYU takes care of the Huskies 90-79. Utah native C.J. Wilcox, Hall's good friend, led the Dogs with 23 points. They end the year 18-16, guys. So the NIT underway, some playing games, of course. March Madness begins in earnest, I guess, Thursday. And Dave, you'll be involved in some of those games as well?
Yes, sir. Going to Salt Lake City. Looking forward to seeing the Zags of Gonzaga. Tell you what, they could be in position for a good second-round matchup, if I remember my brackets correctly, against the winner of Pitt, Wichita State, round 2, the second day. That could be nice. Jesus Sucre gets a chance to swing the bat.
I was happy to see that a lot of experts are expecting them to go deep, if not win at all.
One team in the country.
Yeah.
Go Bulldogs. Nice piece of SI on Sports Illustrated this week on the ball club. I'm sure there'll be good support in Salt Lake City on Thursday and Saturday. Ball at 2 strikes to Sucre. Hit $176, his 12th game of the spring. Catcher did hold on, so Sucre is gone. Mariners have struck out 11 times. Giants have struck out 9 times tonight.
Bring up Brad Miller. He's had a good night. He's hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored back in the second inning. And picked up an RBI in the 6th on the sacrifice fly. It opened up a lot of eyes. It's rare you see young players still in camp, but he's been able to hang around.
0-2 to Brad. Stays alive at that swing. Mariners took the lead in the ball game in the second inning. RBI by Nick Franklin. Fourth inning, Giants tied it up on a Crawford triple. Pretty good pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2-3. 2 down here in the Mariners' eighth. Fifth inning, Mariners go back on top. A sacrifice fly by Morales. Giants top of the sixth. RBIs from Blanco and Belt. 3-2 lead. Quick answer by the Mariners in the sixth. Bottom of the order, Miller a sacrifice fly. Franklin follows with a sacrifice fly. And then a home run by Morales in the seventh.
That's the way it usually works. We're talking so much about the guys in the middle of the lineup. And Morales, one of them who homered tonight. Those the guys at the bottom of the order. It's good to see the young guys have a good night. Franklin 2 for 2 along with the 2 RBIs.
It's a good pitch.
It's a great changeup. Changeup or split. So far the Mariners haven't been able to pick it up. His fastball's in the low 90s.
Ramon Ramirez, 5'11", 200. Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Did not go. And again, congratulations to the Dominican Republic defeating Puerto Rico 3-0 to win the World Baseball Classic tonight, San Francisco. Souvenir, happy fan. Take it home to the grandkid. Franklin works a walk. Here's Michael Saunders. See his fifth plate appearance. Struck out looking last time up. He got a first inning single. Barry Zito started the game for the Giants. He got in early trouble, gave up a Saunders single and an infield hit to Gutierrez. Then struck out Morales, Morse, and Seager to end the threat. Pretty good outing for Zito. 5 innings, 5 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks.
I thought Barry pitched well tonight. And it looked like the deeper he was getting into the game, the better his curveball was getting too. So I'm sure he'll be happy with his outing.
Mariners trying to extend their winning streak to 6 games, coming off a 6-5 win against the A's in Phoenix yesterday. Jesus Montero hit the ball really well yesterday. Coco Chris jumped over the fence in deep left center field to take a sure home run away from him. It was a fabulous play. And then Jesus doubled off the wall in right center field. We showed you in the pregame show what Morse did. He had a long home run. Miller got a double.
Coco Chris tried to bring that home run.
Yeah,
He
right.
was up over the wall on that one.
Runner goes. Pretty good jump. No throw. Stolen base, Nick Franklin.
Showing some speed. Mariners with a couple of stolen bases tonight. Brad Miller also stole a base in the second inning.
And Franklin with a stolen base, his second. Good count here for Saunders. 2-1.
Great. Ramirez has great arm speed on that changeup. Decent separation. Looks like it's 5-6 miles an hour off of his fastball.
Since you retired, are you seeing more get even pitches, come from behind pitches that are off-speed pitches, 2-1, 3-1, way more than back when you played? And it's not, you've only been retired, it's not a long time, but.
Well, what I've noticed is that you would still see those types of pitches, but it was more for the guys in the middle of the lineup, the ones that could hurt you.
Down the line, that's a fair ball. That'll pick up a run. Saunders, he'll get extra bases. May make the bid for 3. I think he will. He's picks up Jeff Datz. Here he comes, getting a wave on. Throw to third. A stand-up RBI triple. Michael Saunders, 6-3, Seattle.
Well, that'll make Michael feel a lot better. Had a couple of hits yesterday, and that's his second base hit of the game tonight. Hit it hard right down the line. Looks like the changeup again runs out in the middle of the plate. Michael out in front of it, but able to keep his hands back just long enough to rip it into the corner.
First triple of the spring.
But I think the big difference is that now you see pitchers, they'll throw off-speed pitches to guys hitting ninth in the lineup. They just don't want to give in to anybody. And
before that was boom. Here it is. Go ahead, hit it.
And I think it's a mistake. I think even in the game today, if you see the really good pitchers, they usually keep their walks down, and it's because they're going to go after guys that are at the bottom of the order. They're not going to mess around too much with it. All of a sudden, you start throwing off speed pitches and watching those guys walk to first, turn the lineup over, and now you're in trouble, and you really have nobody to blame but yourself. But I think that's the biggest change that I've noticed. The guys that would hit in the middle of the lineup they'd pitch them tough and not give in to them. But now you see it up and down the lineup.
Infield single for Goody, first time up. Belmont. It never fails. You get those guys getting cute, you miss, there's 2 on, and boom. All with 2 strikes.
I was talking to Michael yesterday, and he was talking about the World Baseball Classic and saying how intense all of that was. And then all of a sudden you find yourself back in spring training, and it's hard to get it fired up again. And said he needed to get it turned back around. So this is good for him to get a couple of hits tonight, and again followed up by 2 hits yesterday.
Breaking ball fouled into the glove. The catcher, Goody's gone, but Saunders picks up an RBI with the triple. The Mariners have a 3-run lead. They're going to turn it over to Cameron Lowe. strike-three call. Snagged by Morales. In hard left field. Slicing away. It's out of the ball and gone! A home run for Kendrys Morales. A little pop tonight from the Mariners. 6-3 over the Giants. Here, and as we check out our Coors Light freeze cam, and these two young men, they've acquitted themselves nicely, Michael.
Yeah, Brad Miller starting at shortstop tonight. Take a look at some of his swings, but he's had a good night. He's had a good spring training, really. Picks up a sacrifice fly on that swing. Done a fine job at shortstop also. And then Nick Franklin has really played well. 2 for 2. Has picked up a couple of RBIs himself. So the guy's hitting 8th and 9th in the lineup. End up tying the game and then giving the Mariners the lead with that sacrifice fly from Franklin.
Nice work by those two gentlemen playing up the middle. Ooh, that just ate up the umpire, John Tapani. A foul ball off the bat of Johnny Manel. Cameron Lowe, the new pitcher. And John walked this one off for a while. Sucre going to give him a few extra minutes.
So really the umpires and catchers help each other out.
Yes, sir.
Take a look at the numbers for Cameron Lowe last year with the Brewers. Appeared in 70 games. That's a lot of games. 6-5 record, 55 strikeouts, 20 walks for him.
Catchers and umpires, boy, they've all been there. Empathy runs quite well between those two groups of folks. 1-1 to count. 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Giants. Largely the minor leaguers, looks like, with the exception of Wilson Valdez, who's on deck. Low. You hear like the communication out there. You got time, you got time. It's good stuff. One out.
And for Cameron, even though he's an imposing figure on the mound, 6'8", 6'9",
every bit
in that neighborhood, he's not an overpowering pitcher. His fastball will be in the low 90s, but he will mix it up, throw a curveball and a slider, mix in a changeup. It's good movement on his fastball, tries to sink it.
Valdez looks at a strike. Well, it's nice to say here on March 19th, a lot of numbers games. Yeah, various positions. You know, we were talking about some of the hitters, the infielders, the bullpen.
It's
the starters. Oh, nice looking bunt. Barehand charge, fire. Yes, sir. Nice play, Seager, 2 down.
Can't make that play any better than Kyle just did. Talking to him, he was telling me that that's his favorite play at third. That little bunt or charge in and barehand it and get rid of it. So many times you see guys, they'll throw this ball into the runner because the ball will tail back. But Kyle gives the first baseman Morales plenty of room to make the play at first, an accurate throw. And that is Kyle's favorite play at third base.
Second baseman Kensuke Tanaka. 2 outs, top of the 9th, strike 1. One and one. Impressive spring by a lot of Mariners. Another home run. Morales hit one. That's 45 for the ball club here in the spring. Tonight it was the top of the order and the bottom of the order for the Mariners producing some runs. Boy, the bat went almost as far There's the ball low.
Can't blame Cameron Lowe on that one.
Absolutely not. Self-preservation, baby. Get out of the way.
Thought maybe Morales would let that go and let Franklin handle it. He certainly wasn't going to be able to get to it, but Morales, the first baseman, it was an easy play for him, but he didn't realize that the barrel of the bat was flying out at the mound right at Cameron Lowe. Take another look at it. Cameron, knowing he's supposed to get over, you can see him start off the mound, then he waits. Good idea. His bat just shatters. But he started towards first base and had to stop and wait for the bat to go by him. That'll be an infield hit. Whew.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, would be pleased. The instinct took Lowe right where he wanted to be, and he slammed the brakes. Runner goes, indifference. He's down to second base. Mariners with a 3-run lead, 2 outs, 1 on here in the top of the 9th. Fine breaking ball. Jackson Williams is on deck for the Giants. Two and one. Lowe is behind 3-1. Giants down to their last strike. Well, here you go. 3-2. 2 outs. Man at second. Pitch from Lowe. Swing with this, and that's the ball game. Mariners win their 6th consecutive ball game. Highlighted by another impressive performance by rookie right-hander Brandon Maurer. 5 innings, a 3-hit, 1-run ball, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. Tell you what, Mike, he's looking really good, and a couple of young hitters got the job done tonight.
Yeah,
as well.
The rotation, it's crowded at the bottom. Who's going to be the 4th and 5th starters? Brandon Morrow again pitched well. He's had a great spring training. Did not hurt himself tonight. Good to see the young guys have a good night. Fundamentally, they did a lot of things right that Eric Wedge will be happy about. And then, of course, the home run from Morales.
So impressive work here tonight for the Mariners. Run their record in the spring to 17-7. The Giants dropped to 9-11. A great night in the desert. 2 hours, 59 minutes for the Mariners to defeat the defending world champion San Francisco Giants. For Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Jim Mueller standing by. He's coming up next with Mariners All Access, and we'll have more from Peoria. Good to have you with us here at Mariner Baseball.